Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to season 2 of the 3 Points podcast. My name is Matthew Meaney. On this side is Ryan Buchan. On that side is Joe Marrone the fourth. It's been a while, 3 Points Nation. We've missed you. I've missed you. I don't know if these guys have missed you, but I missed you. I missed sort of
like 6, 7.
Okay. I've missed staring into camera 2's eyes and just seeing her smile back at me. So Joe, do you have any updates? Anything you want to share with our fans here?
Not particularly. Ryan wanted to share that I went on a cruise this summer. He wanted me to say that it was about me, but
Talk about your cruise a little bit. How was your cruise?
it was pretty good. I went to Bermuda. Everything's really expensive there, is what I learned, because they have to ship everything in. Yeah, that's really it.
All right, this has been riveting.
That's my update.
You got an exciting life.
Not much goes on in my life, so.
All right, Ryan.
Well, when was the last time we did this? April.
April.
We went to Ireland.
We did go to Ireland.
That was fun.
Yep.
I don't know. I backboarded someone over the summer, lifeguarding. That was cool.
Okay.
Not cool, obviously, but
Yeah, you really like when people are in danger.
Ryan likes great to stress.
Yeah, a boring day is a good day. I ran a half marathon. That was cool. With Marianne.
Is it supposed to clap, or do you want a cookie?
Sure. I'm really hungry right now.
So yeah, you ran for a long time.
I ran for a long time.
It's really cool.
It's kind of like torturing myself. I got a haircut. They wanted me to.
All right.
That's at the reveal, I guess.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. I just got a
So
haircut.
put the hat back on.
Well,
Hat.
it's a big deal because why did you just shave it all off?
I can tell you why. Dan Garrell my friend Dan texted me the other week, and he was like, I may shave my head, and I was like, if you do it, I'll do it. Why not? And then I thought it was gonna be like Thanksgiving, and then he called me on Monday and said, hey, your turn. And I was like, okay.
The issue was it looked good. Like your hair looked good right now, and then you just chopped it all off again.
Okay.
And now it's going to grow back differently this time.
Okay.
And it's getting farther up.
Well, it's that, and I can go into the science here. When I did it the first time, I just asked for a buzz cut, and I got a 2 all around my dome. So now there's less on the sides because I had them like actually do it.
Not what I was referencing, but
My receding hairline.
Yes.
Are you planning on going bald? Like, is that something that you're?
I mean, if I am, I'm ready.
When are you going to start investing in some Nutrafol?
can we get a sponsor, please? Nutrafol. Hims,
I'll see what I can
Keeps.
take. I'll see what I can take from the office.
Please.
Like
Okay, bro.
Matt, this I guess is for you too. Like,
Yeah.
are you seeing yourself being bald in your future? Is that like a?
I don't think so. I think I can ride it out.
Your dad has a good amount of hair.
He does. But I think
That's not what it's dependent on.
dependent on
though.
your mom, though.
yeah,
Your mom's dad.
How's your mom's dad with hair?
He doesn't have any left.
I'm
Rest in peace.
I'm cooked.
But I think when he was alive, he did. So we're gonna just roll with that for right now.
It's very good.
Wow.
Thanks, Joe.
I guess I'm the ass.
You did the same thing to me last night, though, Matt.
Yeah, and then I said you can hire one. All right, what are we talking about anymore? I don't
What's
even
up
know
with
what
your
we're
life, Matt?
talking about. Not much. Actually.
Oh yeah, so shit on me for not having anything going on, but
Well, at least I'm open about it.
Matt went to Ireland.
I did go to Ireland, and then you know what I do every day is I go to class, and then I go home and I sit in my room all day. I don't do anything actually ever. I'm not involved.
I've
in
seen
anything.
You don't ever putt on your putting green?
Nope. I just sit in my bed.
no,
all day.
I've seen him out the window before. He actually doesn't even sleep. He just like sits in one position for like 12
Vertically.
hours.
Vertically.
Yeah. Perfect posture.
Yeah, that's what I'm up to. I read a book.
Staying riveting.
Yeah.
That's the definition of like, why are you giving just 3 guys a podcast?
No, but see, the thing is, this is a bit, right? Joe's isn't a bit. Joe.
I literally
Doesn't have a
don't know what else I could do other than just be like being existing.
You can tell the audience that you got crabs.
Yeah, I got crabs.
Does it still itch?
So, well, I don't know where to go with it.
Where did you get the crabs?
Well, I got the crabs at Dino's Seafood Restaurant, North Haven, Connecticut.
What we're going to do to start off season 2, now that we're all warmed up, I'll periodically drop updates about my life throughout this, but this isn't about me. This is about the show. Joe has nothing in his life. Ryan has stuff. Anyway, Joe, grab the food. We're going to try some cancer food.
Okay, so let's like preface this. So I've never had the product in question is Smart Food Doritos nacho cheese flavored popcorn, and I've never had this before. Ryan really likes it apparently.
It's been a while. It's been a minute, but the
And-
last time I had it, I think I had it.
And Matt said it was disgusting.
I think it's disgusting.
So yeah, I'm just curious now as to
Top Sean.
as
There-
to
There's actually no cancer in this.
There we go. Bingo. I'll
Yeah.
take the bag if no one likes it. We're all clear. I am so okay.
okay. Well, first let's do the sniff test. Taste these things properly.
Joe wants to be a flavor chemist.
They actually taste exactly like regular.
They
Smart
taste.
Food.
That's crazy.
Or sorry, they smell exactly like regular Smart Food.
Yep, there's no difference.
That's fair. I don't want to be the first one to take. It's your bag, Joe.
You want to
Okay.
take a few?
It also looks like they just took regular Smart Food and then just like put a really light coating on there. It really doesn't look that incredible. We'll go for a taste here.
I said so sensual.
Let me get a. Like, all right, I can't say that I hate it, but there's like a real absence of flavor, like in the middle there.
That's what it is for me. Yeah.
It's like
I'm a fan.
really underwhelming. You can take the bag if you want.
Oh, because it's really not like Dorito has a strong flavor throughout. Smart Food has a flavor throughout. This is just no.
I see. It's like you
Like-
get a little bit of nacho cheese at the beginning, and then nothing, and then you get like the weird like just plain popcorny taste at the
Yeah.
end.
Mhm.
So,
Keep going.
well, what do you give it out of 10?
Out of 10, I'd give it like a 4. Like it's okay.
Yeah, I think it's like a 3.5.
Unironically, like
A 6-7. Like genuine. Like around there.
So,
all right. Who brought this guy back on?
all right.
Go start running again.
Okay.
But something that happened over the summer was a lot of talk about MLB realignment and reorganization of the league. So that's what we're going to start off with today. So, Joe.
Well, okay. So with MLB realignment, I'm assuming they want to expand to 32 teams. That seems like a bit of a trend with what NHL recently, NFL a little while ago.
Mhm. Yep.
I like the idea. I like more teams in the league. I don't know where they go past 32. I feel like that's a tough number to beat because it's so
I think 32 is a great cap.
it's so numerically sound. Like you get the 16 and 16, 4 groups of 4, like that's great. I don't know. As for like places I'd want to expand to, I'm really rooting for a baseball team in Vancouver. I like the whole Canadian aspect, that there's just Canadian teams exist in baseball, and I want one more, at least.
Now, my issue with expansion is that I think there's too many teams already. I think there's not enough talent for the number of teams there are, and we've had generationally horrific teams in the past 5-6 years. The White Sox, obviously the worst team to ever play the game. You've had the Rockies this past season were just horrible. I think we've reached a point. The Mets are just
Well, the Mets,
but
the
but
Mets
that's
weren't tanking. They just decided they didn't want to play in October.
right. Those were talented guys that just didn't show up to play. I'm talking about like teams without actual talent, and I feel like we've reached that point in the sport.
My argument against that, though, is with a sport like baseball, you have talented guys in the minor. I think it's the best sport to expand because you have so many guys continually learning and playing and developing. And that's why I like the concept of banana ball in having something that at least challenges MLB to look at more guys. And MLB is the only sport where we have the bodies to where if you put together a roster, it'll be better than if you were to do it for football or hockey at this point.
I think it would be better, but I still don't know how good the product would be. And like banana ball isn't really competing.
Can I
sort of its own thing.
Can I ask you, as a non-baseball expert here, when the NHL does, the only team that I have witnessed expand are the Knights and the Kraken, which take place with an expansion draft. Does that exist in baseball?
Yes, it would be an expansion.
So like same fashion?
Yes.
I mean, probably not exactly the same, but similar.
I mean, pretty much like the same. Usually they add in two at a time.
So now then my question is, like, when you have, let's say the Kraken, right? They are responsible for the Kraken and whatever maybe AHL team they have. They don't even need to have an AHL team. To what Dan's point was saying of having so much talent, like the trickle down, right? Of there are so many minor leagues. There are 4 minor league systems until you get to the MLB, right? Or is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for like official, and then you have rookie ball.
Where are you? Like that is years worth of compiling assets.
They would just go out and
Like would they buy a team or just sign random?
Well, there are so many teams that aren't classified as minor league teams, but they still have, like the Ducks. Long Island Ducks aren't a minor league team, but they're there. So there are so many of those teams that have players
Right.
that they would just become part of minor league systems. It's like,
the issue is when they buy teams like that, the players usually don't come with them. You're buying like the brand, you're buying the facilities, but like a team like the Ducks, those are guys that aren't really going to move up into like Major League Baseball.
So like with the Ducks or with like, so the New Britain Bees are in the same league as them. That's like in Connecticut. I think the point is not necessarily getting the brands, but more so proving that there are players, like there is enough players to fill those gaps of skill. And obviously like the overall average skill is going to drop like necessarily when you add teams, at least a little bit. But I don't think that that'll be as huge of a drop as you're thinking. And I think that will then go back to kind of an equilibrium afterwards. Because at the same time, like, we're now seeing way more players from overseas come over too. Like, there's that whole aspect of it's not just Americans they're coming into the league.
I mean, I do think it'll even out, but I just think you can go to a game, I feel like in 20 years if they would expand it, and you might be seeing a lower quality of baseball than you are now. I think you definitely would be.
well, that depends on if what the contracts are at that point also.
Yeah, I think it's the overall, the way the sport is managed is headed in the wrong direction.
Well, I think that's just also like the way, like, I think I didn't watch the video yet, but I saw like the video that Jolly Olive put out, but like trying to name all the Mets from this year, right? I haven't watched it, but there are so like baseball rotates through just so many players in general.
Well,
so I feel like that talent issue is just always there.
which is true, but the Mets are also a special case.
But
They had like the most.
I understand what you're saying, but like I'm like any given team, right? Like let's even say like the Rockies, like or like any aspect. The Dodgers' full starting pitching staff at one point this season was injured, right? Like that they went into opening day with. So that's minimum 5 guys plus, and obviously if they're not your aces, you're probably using more bullpen people. Like that number is so crazy, even just for one team, of like just let's say pitchers alone. There's so much rotating to do. I don't know where I was going with this, but like I had a point at.
I know what you're saying. Like there's baseball. already
yes,
has a lot of
like
guys.
yeah, like in 20 years, like that's just gonna, I feel, be the same, or it's, I think the opposite of that talent level, right? That bar will be raised almost.
I think to your point too, baseball, but I would say professional sports in general have a problem with keeping guys on the field now. I think you talk about the amount of injuries we've seen just in baseball in terms of starting pitchers. They've not treated arms the right way. They're starting kids earlier with breaking pitches. They're starting kids earlier with more difficult arm movement. It's leading to, which we're seeing now, is leading to further, detrimental effects down the line. So I think baseball is a good example of where guys are not staying on the field, and that's the people you're coming to see. You know, you're coming to see a starting pitcher every fifth day, and if Blake Snell's going to be hurt 3 more times before the end of his career, Garrett Cole's going to need another Tommy John before the end of his career. But it goes into football too. You know, I think this season we've seen so many insane.
What I think with football is there's definitely a level of overworking in football, especially with higher positions like running backs and tackles. I feel like that's where you see the most injuries come out of. But a lot of that is also like MLB injuries are more like actual performance, right? It's overwork in the sense of like a Tommy John or mostly something like that. I think what gets me is that the NFL's injury problem, a majority of them can be solved with like the turf issue of it's the answer is there. Like it's not a point blame thing. It is on turf. Overworking is its own thing with separate injuries, but like a majority of the major injuries that we see are from just their playing surface. I think Frank Michael Smith, who does like the That's My Take, he made a great video on it about like when the World Cup comes around, every stadium is like putting down perfect grass, like to FIFA standards. And then the next week they're bulldozing it just to lay back down the AstroTurf. Like I think MetLife was the biggest example. Like if I'm an NFL player and I see them doing this for one thing, like I'd be pissed off of just, especially if I'm like a Jet or a Giant, of you're going to put down the grass just to make all this money that you could just go put right back into maintaining grass. Like it's not hard. If Lambeau Stadium can do Lambeau Stadium can do grass year round, I think any place can. But
to add to Ryan's point, it's also cleat equipment issues.
Yes.
And recovery from those injuries, because so many of them are lower leg injuries. If you don't rehab the same, one side's weaker, and then that weaker side is always going to get more hurt.
Sure.
I also think with injuries, like you have to look at like who has the interest in keeping players not injured, and at the end of the day, it is a lot of the times like the owners, where like owners and like the entire staff. Like you don't want to take the Dodgers, you don't want your entire staff to be injured, and then they had a horrible start of the season. I mean, it's not hurting them now, but
I was gonna say like what you said about not wanting them to like, or like taking that time to recover. I think we literally may have talked about this in March, but how like Blake Snell was hurt, and he was hurt like how much of this season was here?
Most of
it, right?
I think
now
12 games.
And now he's shoving in the playoffs. Of like, we talked about how they take that time in baseball because if you're the Dodgers and know that you will be playing baseball in October, you just save Blake Snell, and now you're here. It's kind of like what the Knights did with Mark Stone and all that. Of now, you didn't rush him. He's shoving now. Where like as in football, they try to like. I think them adding games is their maneuver of trying to make like each game less valuable, quote unquote, and encourage recovery. But no, like Joe Burrow wanted to keep playing when he had turf toe, of like that type of thing. The re-injury factor in football is so large. But
I think that also comes down to in baseball and I know a lot of people are not, don't love the idea, is implementing a salary cap.
I'm going to take a stab against the salary cap, though. I think the prime issue in baseball is you don't have owners willing to invest in their team. And now the market isn't necessarily there. But if you're in a market like Chicago and you are claiming that you don't have the money to do it like the Cubs GM was over the summer, like you are one of the bigger media markets in the country, you have the money to invest in your team, and people will go to a Wrigley game to experience Wrigley Field.
The issue with the whole money thing in baseball is that you take certain owners that look at it from strictly a financial standpoint, and they will calculate how much can they spend to put a decently competitive team on the field while still keeping the majority of profits. And that's what most teams now are doing. The Yankees do the same thing. Like, Hal Steinbrenner does not care if they win the World Series. He cares more about how many games can they play in October to maximize his paycheck. How many games can they, of the 81 regular season games, how many butts can they put in the seats consistently? I think the majority of owners are doing that now.
I think it's a lot about like incentivizing teams to like. I think if you show that, you know, the gap between what you have to achieve is not like, you know, whatever the difference between the Marlins and Dodgers or whatever. Like I think although 1-30, and it's something more reasonable. That shows. I think that gives those smaller teams more of an incentive to, you know, actually work towards it. And the White Sox are kind of a weird outlier because they are in a big market, but there are teams like the Brewers in a small market, even though they are showing success, but with a completely different mindset than a team like the Dodgers, the Yankees. And then both teams in Florida are consistently struggling with like getting expensive guys on their rosters. And I think that kind of gap can be helped a lot.
I think it's odd when looking at like Miami. Like I know they're not good, but Miami is they're not like a Chicago or a New York.
They're a big market.
They're a big market, and they just struggle with baseball.
Miami is weird too because like they struggle with other sports too, with the fact that like half of their population is people that aren't there for half the year.
That's it too. Yeah.
The other thing with Miami, like as a franchise, just the number of hands that have cultivated around that franchise, with the number of times it's been sold, the amount of people. Like last season, we did the game about players that they've traded.
Yeah, because
they're just a constant like moving things because they're always changing GMs, and it's not an organization thing, but like. There's why Miami, like year in and year out, you expect them to be competitive because they always can develop guys. It's just they don't ever hold on to them.
They haven't had a consistent vision that's lasted more than 5 years straight.
I do see though, with the concerns about like teams just phoning it in every year and not caring about how they are. With the White Sox, that definitely seems like that's their mentality. They don't really care how they perform. But with teams like, I think the 2 years ago, before the White Sox had like their historically bad season, there was the A's, which had a similarly historically bad season, but they're on the comeback now. I think they were below 500 at the end of the year, but they still have. I mean, they have probably the two best AL rookies in the league right now,
easily. Yeah, between
Wilson and Kurtz.
Not gonna say his first name.
Nick Kurtz.
Yeah.
And Jacob Wilson. So like, and then I guess it's too early to say for the Rockies. We don't know what their plans are for the future, but I have faith like they are going to want to put a winning baseball team on the field again. The whole thing of like, I don't know if I can explain why these teams are getting so historically bad, but I don't think that that's a thing where they want to stay down there, with the exception of the White Sox, who are just.
I think
the owners don't care.
The Pirates are the same way. I don't think the Pirates ever want to.
Yeah, all those teams are the same except the Rockies. Mm-hmm. The Rockies are a separate story just because of how physics works.
Yeah, the Rockies can't figure themselves out, but I think Pittsburgh is a team that they don't care. They'll be 400 every year, and they'll be just fine with that. And they're going to keep losing. Like generationally, they have lost fans year after year. Because Pittsburgh baseball is not fun. It's not competitive.
And shout out Keith and Andy.
And they're putting a smear on the careers of great players like Skeens and Cruz.
O'Neal Cruz is really bad this year.
Paul Skeens is there.
Cruz is he's got some stuff.
He's crazy overrated.
He is the second best player on the Pirates.
I don't even know I'd go that far.
Who's better than him and Skeens?
I'd put Keller. I'd say Keller is the number 2.
Mitch Keller, like how
Ryan
depending on
crazy.
Depending on how Bubba Chandler continues to develop, or
Jared Jones.
Yeah, I would say like they have a pitcher that
Sawinski. I'd even.
It was David Bednar.
Yeah,
but it doesn't matter because in 5 years they're all going to be
gone anyway. Yankees.
Okay, bro.
Yeah. So getting back to what led us onto this topic, Joe gave us Vancouver as a city. Matt said he doesn't want any cities.
But I
If
do have
you-
one
if
city.
you-
Okay,
had
so what would
to-
be
yeah.
your city?
I have Salt Lake City, Utah, and I think they should be the Utah Yeti or the Utah Storm and Mormons, and I think they should lean into that.
Well, could they even be the Utah Yeti?
That was an issue with Yeti the brand.
Yeah.
But it don't
What
use
if
the same text, and if you're going to
Just
get
say
sponsored.
Yetis.
what if they,
but also
what if they do
just
cities?
Yeah,
All right, so why Salt Lake for you?
Salt Lake City is an up and coming city in terms of sports market. You have now
Home of Jackson Dart.
home of Jackson Dart. You have the
Is he a Mormon?
I don't think he is actually. I can't imagine he would be. But you have now the Mammoth just moved in. Utah Jazz has been successful.
Yeah. They exist. Strong word.
They have been successful as a business franchise, not as a basketball team.
You think a Utah team comes to football?
I think it's definitely doable.
Move the
They can't
Chargers.
expand.
Move the Chargers to Utah.
It's also Utah-
Move them back to San Diego. Sorry.
no.
I just hate
They
that.
should move the Rams.
Okay, then we'll
use
move the Rams back to St. Louis.
Well,
I just hate that they move everybody to LA. It's so boring.
So boring.
Yeah, it's awful.
All right, well, that was
or-
all a Stan Kroenke
LA
mission.
or Vegas moving.
Rocky.
But yeah, and Utah also they have great people to spend money. They're a very successful city over there. So keep burning money. Utah, Storm and Mormon. That's my pick.
All right, what about you, Ryan?
I don't. Like I'm not. I kind of like what Joe said about the Canadian, but I'd probably go like Montreal or like in Ottawa.
I think
Bring back the Expos.
the reason that I would say Vancouver is just because, like, we've seen the Expos were not very successful. Maybe that has something to do with the fact, like, them and Toronto are both on the East Coast. They might have some like some similar fans. Throw that team on the West Coast, see what they can do. And Vancouver, I think, is the biggest city in that area.
Yeah, in terms of
I know like Edmonton, Calgary, Winnipeg have teams in the NHL, but they're still like small cities compared to a lot of the American cities, at least.
Well, I agree with. I've never thought of Vancouver for MLB expansion. I like Portland, but I do like Vancouver. Like something up in the Pacific Northwest to pair with the Mariners, and then my other place is Nashville. Nashville is a great place, and there's only one team that's in this large area of the South, and it's just the Braves. Because if you're in like Alabama, you're not a Rays or a Marlins fan because of how new they are, but it's like you're the Braves fan.
Alabama also doesn't have any money, so you're not going to put a team.
Well, that's why I'm saying Nashville.
Right, but they also wouldn't. You're not looking to get the Alabama market.
And Nashville has some other sports in that area now.
Titans
Some Predators, yeah.
Preds in the community.
Preds in the community. Titans. Home of Julius Chestnut, former Sacred Heart running back.
I had a professor that said she had Julius Chestnut in class. Just wanted to throw that out there. She was very excited.
Holy Aura.
So I put that out there.
A Nashville basketball team would go crazy.
They'd be a good thought for basketball.
That'd be electric. Then, like, for basketball, I think them and Vegas. I think, like, those would be like good crowds, like night in, night out.
I think Vegas would be very successful for basketball.
Yes.
So just any team in baseball in the West Coast to get the Astros out of the AL West. Yes. I don't understand why.
And the Rangers.
And the Rangers. Why are they in the AL West? They are literally the most central you can get. So that's just
the one issue that I have with the whole realignment conversation is that people are talking about destroying the American and National League, and I think that would be a travesty.
No, I think you keep those.
You have to keep
in the event that you add a team to both leagues, though. My voice has been rough today. I've also heard people talking about what team, at least for the AL East, because more of us are in that realm. We could talk about the NL East too, but like, what team do you kick out if you do a four?
The Rays based on geography.
I was thinking the Rays. you can't separate the Red Sox and Yankees.
No, they have to stay.
And the Orioles also seem like they're close enough, like in that realm. You could throw like Toronto in the north, but I think that it makes more sense.
Toronto is like more of a.
So you're saying you'd group them with like the Brewers, like.
Well, not the Brewers because they're NL,
But I'm saying like
but like
teams are there?
the White Sox.
See, that's where I'm on the train.
The Twins.
Of
The
throw away the AL and NL.
No, dude,
No.
you're talking
Tigers.
But why? Why?
Because then, right? So like, say you break those boundaries, you have such more competitive divisions, as in the sense of like rivalries of like let's just say Northeast, right? Or like let's compare it to like the Metro. You could have Yankees, Red Sox, Yankees, Mets, Phillies, and like one other team in that, or there were 32. So when
Orioles, or that would be the 4.
That'd be the fourth.
Sure, let's say like that's a 4-team division. Like that market is crazy.
Yeah, but then
I think it loses the fun of
but
it
then
too.
you get like a market where it's like, yeah, you like the Tigers, Brewers, and the Chicago teams. Like that's not gonna compete. Or look at like the South. If you have Braves, Miami, Rays.
So
who would you?
Yeah, and then a Texas team. Do you have to put in, or like the Nationals?
I would
maybe the
I would group
Nationals.
the Orioles in with the Braves.
It just to me,
But-
you're throwing away so much baseball history.
I like the keeping the AL NL. Yeah, the history part, but also like how would you structure the playoffs then? With like the whole point is it's the American League champion versus the NL champion.
Well, so a lot of people in baseball, whether it's Jimmy O'Brien or John Smoltz, say,
don't talk. John Smoltz is
okay, I know, but do it similar to how minor league teams do it, where you're either the first half winner or the second half winner.
that's so stupid.
Those are your 1 and 2 seeds, and then you filter out the rest by the next top 3 to 4 records.
That I mean
that doesn't make sense to me. I just make it geographic. Like
Right, but like, would you take like whatever the?
this is also me speaking as like you guys are way more heavily invested in baseball than I am, and like have more
That's just the
historic
teams that played in
franchises.
October.
Yet you have more
Yes.
historic franchises. So like I like the Mets are like the whole like younger brother thing. Like they've been around for just 60 years, whatever. Like there's history to them, but not history from like 1896 in that sense. So I like me as like getting more into baseball now, I'm for the geographic part of it and having like those type of division alignments.
what I don't like about the example is always like Mets, Yankees, Phillies, Red Sox would be like that would be a division. That's just like a shock factor division to get non-baseball fans excited.
So then add, let's say Toronto, like then make it 8. Make it 8.
The other thing that's tough with that about like, at least current in like today's context, is those are 4 should be playoff teams, and like to
Right.
put them all 4 of them in one division, like that's so brutal. Like assuming like, depending on how many wild cards
So then do an 8-8-8, like two Western conferences, quote unquote. Two Western divisions, 2 Eastern divisions.
I
is
just
it like how hockey does it?
I personally think hockey has the best seeding and playoff system.
I will say what hockey does right is in terms of playoff format is they have a good number of games. I don't understand why the ALD the divisional series are still best of 5.
I genuinely think
in MLB, like the baseball is known for how gigantic the schedule is, and yet you still have the wild cards being best of 3 as of recently.
they
Used to be one game.
Yeah, like that's insane. I don't like that at all. I generally think hockey does everything right except marketing. That's my honest take.
I just don't think hockey also couldn't get to be the size that
I know, but I'm just saying like they
do struggle
They
with
just
market,
get they get put on such like the little shelf because they screw up marketing. But like these other teams, like maybe basketball is the closest to it that follows like the same format. But I generally think the NHL does so many things right. They just don't get the look like straight up.
Well, and we're talking about the major 4 it's hard to even put football in the conversation because the sport is so different.
Yeah.
You can't have like a best of, even a best of 3 takes up so much.
It would take up so much time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So going back a little bit, 'cause I was doing the math.
Okay, go ahead.
So say they put one team in the Pacific Northwest. Your Western American League could be Seattle or Vancouver, the Mariners, A's, Angels, both Texas teams, Royals and Twins.
I'm already lost. You can't then I say.
So like you're cutting. So like your line of demarcation would be like the Mississippi River.
So I'm saying I know everybody wants to grip onto the AL and NL thing, but then just throw it away. Because if you make a Western Conference or let's say the NHL has the Pacific Division, have that. Because then it makes to me no sense. Why is Vancouver in the same division as Texas? It already doesn't make sense to me the way they have the AL West now. And
but to me, I don't think you can take away ALNL. I don't think you can take away AFC and NFC. They are different entities that developed to form Major League Baseball.
The issue is, I think you wouldn't have a problem with this if this conversation happened 3 years ago before the NL got the DH.
Right. I don't think the NL should have the DH either.
I think there should be things that are unique about the league.
With the NL having the DH, that should be a decision that the NL owners make, or that the whatever entities are responsible for that make. But I'm not staunchly opposed to it, but it was fun having some kind of difference between the two conferences.
This is another, again, not baseball removed person here. I understand that there's history of the AFC, NFC, AL, NL, right? There's not those coalitions, so to speak, only exist under obviously now that the DH is universal. Those coalitions are just held by the fact that that's how their conferences are, right? There's still not there's the AL group. There's no representative of the American League, period. Do you know what I'm saying here? Like an individual.
There is an honorary AL commissioner, an honorary NL commissioner that present the trophies every year, but that is the extent of it.
So that's where I'm it's just there for the history of it.
Right. Up until,
and I what I think then is if you don't want to scrap it, right? It's weird. I think of AFC teams as newer, typically, and NFC as older. So then I think it just kind of falls into something like that.
Well, because that's
what
true,
AL
but
is.
that's
That's what
because
AL
that's
is.
because the NFC and AFC are like that because of the NFL and the AFL.
Yes.
So that's a historic thing, and that's why yes, the Texans and the Jaguars are two newer franchises that they're there, whereas the Panthers is the newest franchise in the NFC.
But it's the NL is also way older than the NL too. It's known as the senior circuit for being older. It all the teams there are much older than AL. It's also a more. It has an older tradition of baseball.
The NL or the AL?
The NL.
Okay.
It's the same thing. NL.
But so then
NFC.
See, that's where it loses me because obviously if we just said the Panthers are the newest team in the NFC, but NFL did a lot of expansion later. That outside the NHL is the newest one to more expand, but before that it was the NFL. Then that's where baseball history just confuses me. Of I don't understand. I think what Dan said now is that since I was not as dedicated and saw the switch to universal DH, my time as a dedicated baseball watcher, there has been no real difference. So I have no real emotional attachment to separating these for the sake of geographic conferences.
No, and they have made them more and more similar over time. Even I think they changed it in as late as the 90s. In the regular season, they did there wasn't even interconference play.
Yeah.
It was all American League played each other and NL played each other.
And that's what made the World Series even more exciting.
And that's why part of this realignment, you should go back to not this type of schedule where you have to play every team.
Yes, that shouldn't be a thing.
Really, I like the playing every team thing. At least
I think
at least one or two series. I think 2 series in terms of math is too much because then you don't get enough games.
See, I'm for less games in a season as a whole. No, I'm not like cutting like 6 games. If like not a large number, but enough to where every series is 3 games, and then you play you play the people that are, say we do, if you're doing a 4-team division versus an 8-team, you play all the same number of times. You play the other time less, and then you only play one of the NL. Like if you're an AL team, you only play one of the 2 NL halves, and then the next year you play the other NL half.
I think we should go back to just American League, just National League, no DH in the NL. I think we should go far back.
There's no money in that.
You get more of my money if you did that.
I think there is, the tough thing about it is depending on how you realign it, there's always going to be matchups that you're going to want to see like more in front. Like even taking the relationship the Yankees have with both the Mets and Red Sox. The Red Sox Yankees being in the same division is huge because the regular season series are always big, and it always leads into they can play in the playoffs before the World Series. But then with the Mets, like if with the kind of realigned divisions, you would never get like a Subway World Series again, which I feel like that's like a really cool thing that we can have where, you know, it's just the rivalry can be on like the greatest stage. And the same thing with Red Sox Yankees, it can be on almost the greatest stage with like the ALCS. And like if you realign everything like that, I don't know if you can get those same like historic matchups and like very exciting rivalries like on that kind of stage.
I think that's one of the issues with realignment. It's like, too, you'd lose the rivalry. Like the Yankees and the Mets are a rivalry because they don't play as much too. That goes into building a rivalry. Like if we were playing, like the Yankees and the Red Sox play each other a lot, but there's historic beef there where there's no rivalry between the Mets and the Yankees except the fact that we're in the same city. And it the less you have of it, the more special it makes it, is my take.
And I like the idea of, in a lot of the cities where there's 2 teams, that you do see that separation with the 2 Chicago teams are different. I guess you could say LA and Anaheim are in different leagues.
Yeah.
The
only one that's not is Pennsylvania baseball.
And Texas.
And Texas, yeah.
Yeah, but that was because the Astros didn't have any good players. Astros couldn't pay anything, so that's why they got moved to the AL.
So many money issues in baseball, man. It's just so.
It's a business, dude. Sports are a business.
Well, that was from before they had like all the luxury taxes and stuff where like once you go over this number, you have to pay the other teams. It's because it's a regional sport. So like you're not watching any baseball because the Mets are out of the playoffs. I'm watching a handful of games.
The knife has been in the back for like a few weeks now, and there's every chance we get to talk about baseball for you all watching. It's just like I don't even say anything. And it's just Mets are out of the play. I'm like,
it's just a fact.
It's just that
the dead horse is a bone.
It's not dead. Yeah.
How did it happen like that though? Like,
yes,
there's no other team that can be like that.
And
even Detroit, which had a worse fall off, still made the playoffs.
Yes.
I just want to go and won a playoff series. And I just want to go back to for a second. In March, maybe, Jeff Palma was sitting here at this desk. We all talked about, what are your favorite baseball teams? And I said, oh, it's the Mets. And you know what? Everyone laughed at me. And everyone said, that's not funny. Oh, they're going to be good. They're going to be good. What happened? What happened? Why are we sitting here in October having the same conversation?
Ryan, it's out of love.
It's out of love. And you know what? If you were a Jets fan too, I'd be saying the same thing. Like you have all the pieces to be a Jets fan. You got to be so thankful that you're not.
Based off of other, like, this might sound like offensive to the New York sports. Like it seems like there's like a main team in New York, and then there's like the other.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you guys are both Islanders fans. They seem like the other team.
Yeah.
It's like Islanders, Mets, Jets, Nets. And they all rhyme.
Nets don't count because Nets were a Jersey team.
Except for the Islanders, they all rhyme too.
I think I understand that the Islanders are the other team off of age.
It's exclusively because they're
And
not
that's
original
what low-key
six.
pisses me off, is that the Rangers are undoubtedly the worst historic team.
They really are.
And it's like, for whatever reason,
I fully agree.
we're purely the little brother because of age, and that pisses me off so much.
Yeah,
Like-
but it's also the Islanders are just not as good.
You guys also haven't done enough. Like the Rangers haven't been good, but like the Islanders haven't been like dominant for like 10 plus years to
Okay.
really like steal it
Time
from
out.
us.
Like, you have the entire period of like that dynasty, right? I don't care. Like, we're 50 years, 52 years, 53. It's 2025. There was a point in time, a decade, as you just said, where the Islanders were the best team in hockey at one point in time. I can't tell you any time period in the history of the NHL where that, for more than maybe 4 years, where the Rangers were the best team in hockey.
No,
I will
mean,
say,
like,
I think the other thing is that star players will go. It's not like
Star players will go to New York to die. They go.
yeah,
for, like,
but
the
they'll
end of
go
their
and they'll
career.
want to put on the Rangers blue once in their career. People don't say that about the Islanders.
But that is so faded. That is an argument.
I think at this point, yes, it's faded, but like you think of like Wayne Gretzky did it, and like that's
and he hated it.
exactly, but he still did it.
But he hated every second.
And so comparing it to the Islanders, like
but,
no
like,
one is doing that for the Islanders.
If
right, because no one cares.
But and it's like I never think of Wayne Gretzky as that he even like played for them. I acknowledge that he wore the jersey, but he did nothing on that.
That's also like the tertiary team. Like I'll think of him being on the Kings way before I would think of him being on the Rangers too.
I'll think of him on the Blues. Like,
no, I wouldn't go that far.
I would go that far.
No.
Like, there's that hockey card. He wears the sick jersey, the blue,
No,
red, and
it
the
goes
yellow stripe.
Oilers, Kings, Rangers.
Yeah, it does.
I think it does.
What?
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I don't know. Like the Rangers thing pisses me off because they're not.
Because it's also funny, like seeing from the original 6 teams the number of Stanley Cups. Like
They have 4 Stanley Cups.
the Rangers,
Yes.
have 2.
No, they had 4.
They have 4.
Yeah.
All right, I thought they had 2.
No.
But even like being less like the Bruins and Blackhawks have 6, and they're seen as like they're not even close to the other 3. Both being like all 3 of them being in double digits, and then it's crazy that they've been around for that long and only have like 4 cups to show for it.
And the other thing is that the Rangers haven't won in this decade. I mean, century. The Islanders haven't either. But in regard of historical like hockey franchises, have they all won? Besides the Canadian teams, they won the Maple Leafs or whatever. The Canadians won 93. The other ones have all won in the 2000s, except the Rangers. Their last one was 94. And then ever since, it's just been that.
The Red Wings were in the early 2000s.
The 2000s, Bruins, 11, Blackhawks had their dynasty.
Yeah, the Canadian teams and the Rangers.
Yeah.
But
The Canadian teams will never win again.
Toronto,
Yeah, that's
is
the
also,
commissioner.
Yeah, that's over.
Toronto is also like a historic.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying.
Like they have.
You want to talk about where legends will go?
They
to,
have
like,
their-
do that. It's the Maple Leafs.
They have 13 cups, but there's just all like Mickey Mouse cups.
Oh,
Like
1963.
like at least the Canadians have 24, and like probably half of them are like whatever. There was 6 teams, but they have some solid wins with when there was a lot more teams in the league.
Yes.
The Maple Leafs haven't won since I think 53 was their last cup.
No, 63. 1963.
63. Okay, that's an insane year.
Just got their first playoff series win in 50 years.
Yeah,
Was it?
that was it. Like it is insane, and that that just makes me so mad. Like,
But I also acknowledge that the Islanders don't deserve to be the best team in New York.
I'm not saying they deserve to be the best.
I think
team.
I think it's going to be the Sabres.
Yeah, I agree.
They're going to be number 1.
Dominic Hasek, the best goalie in New York history. I will say, if we can talk about the Islanders for a minute, we were talking about this as we were walking in. Since we've last filmed this podcast, Lou Amarillo has been fired as the general manager of
Unfortunately,
the Islanders.
rest in peace.
And we were talking about how the Islanders are in such a weird spot. So they won their first game yesterday after they, in each game they had lost, so they were 0-3, had outshot their opponents each game and still lost. But then we beat the Oilers of course.
And
yes,
the Oilers outshot us.
of course.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's just how it works. But there's such a, for me, as an Islanders fan, this point of I want to play for the draft pick, but with Lou gone, like, especially this summer, and then obviously Schaefer, and like the Islanders are gravitating in the right direction. But I feel oddly happy watching the Islanders. I haven't felt this way since maybe 2021 of like, I want them to lose, but like I guess I actually feel emotion towards the Islanders again, which is just, like, are you feeling this at all?
To me, I don't really need them to lose. I would be fine if they get fun and frisky like the Giants are. Like, that's
And if they want to, that's great. Like, I think my preferred outcome is we, maybe fun and frisky, and then either we go for it or we don't. Like, play a little bit of the edge.
But like we got the number 1 overall draft pick with 3.5% chance.
You're
like,
so
we don't need to tank fully.
But
I think the tank is more like what their strategy should be. Like, they're going to be near the bottom in the Metropolitan. But like, future is looking bright, honestly.
And hockey's one of the sports where you don't have to be the bottom of the barrel to get the number 1 pick.
No.
Like football, you do have to fully tank and sell out to get the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
But like hockey, you can still be kind of fun and
I would
just
agree.
wind up towards the top of the draft.
And I'll say, as a Bruins fan, seeing the first couple of games of this season, going 3-2, which is way better than I would have expected. But outside of that, like, independent of record, just the feeling of, even if I'm watching the game and we lose, just being able to have fun watching it. Because like last year, you would watch the game and like I'd turn it off halfway through because I was like, I don't want to watch whatever's happening on this screen. Like, even the losses, it's like a one goal loss. That's fine to watch. I don't want to see us get blown out like 8-1. And like that kind of change is nice, even if we're not winning games.
The Islanders, with the exception of last night, have not been fun though. They have been brutally bad at playing hockey.
Yeah. Well, I said this to Ryan before too, and this is my running theory for I guess really all teams, but specifically we were talking about hockey. You need, there are like 2 aspects of a team. It's like if the team is fun or not fun to watch, and if the team is good or bad. And if the team is fun and good, that's perfect. You're in a golden era. If the team is fun but bad, or good but not fun to watch, that's still fine. I'll take that.
I would say fun and not good is better though.
Yes,
That's right.
Like the Giants aren't good, but watching
they're
Cam
fun.
and Dart is so
Yes.
fun.
But sometimes you get teams like the Sabres every year where they're bad and they're just not fun to watch at all.
Yeah.
And that's just horrible. Like
The New York Jets.
like the New York Jets as well. And they had like against like the Steelers. I would say that was
a really
fun,
good game.
That was a
really
fun
good
loss.
It was a good game, but that was the first game of the season, and then it would just like
It has gone
just gone
downhill.
I enjoy that as a Jet. I don't hate the Jets because there's nothing, that'd be mean. You don't hate the special kid, right? That's not nice. The Jets are the special kid in New York, and it's just, you can't do that. Maybe we'll get canceled for this, but it's fun to see the Jets lose. It's just fun. It's just heartwarming.
What is the relationship with the Bills? Because I said the Sabres before because they're just atrocious, but the Bills are actually a good team, and they're technically in New York.
I have no beef with the Bills.
Yeah, Giants fans have no beef with the Bills, especially because we've beaten them in the Super Bowl. Whereas because they're a division rival with the Jets care a whole lot about. I know Bills fans in New York too. They care a whole lot about the Jets, and like they love hating on the Jets and the Jets being bad.
I also feel like a part of that has to be, yes, there's the Super Bowl win, but the fact that you're NFC and the Bills are AFC, like you're not playing each other as often. And that, I feel like that opposite to what we were talking about with the Mets and Yankees, that kind of extinguishes any rivalry that would be there.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. Whatever.
But yeah, I have no beef with the Bills.
There could be so many good NFL rivalries. It's just that I don't like the way they schedule. Like, I understand it for the math, but I feel like they don't capitalize on active, like, competitiveness.
No, they don't. They don't.
It's whatever. Like, there was, I think for the past last year broke the streak, but the Rams, for whatever reason, played at Lambeau Field between the middle of November and December for 4 straight years. And it was so stupid. I'm like, what? Like, it made no sense. But then, like, they weren't giving good games. I don't know.
That's actually another realignment I never understood. Why are the Cowboys in the East?
I think they should be, though, just for the...
Like, in terms of rivalries, historically, that makes sense. But ignoring that, it makes no sense why they are in the East.
It's because of, like, so during the 60s, like, you can point to the Cowboys. They were, like, the best NFC team. Through the 70s, you can kind of point to the Redskins at the time. Through the 80s, there was a lot of teams where the Giants were a competitive team. And then in the 90s, it's, like, the Giants, like, once the Lawrence Taylor era starts, like, it's those 3 teams are all really competitive. So, like, that's why they've stayed, like, partnered up there, because you want your bigger markets with New York and Philadelphia paired with that America's team branding.
And it makes sense to have the Eagles in there too, just based off of location.
Yeah. And you know, the Cowboys are another team where it's like, you guys, come on, you're not, you know, the last time you won has been 30 years and just haven't been good since then.
But there's still so many diehard fans. That's the thing. It's actually impressive how diehard their fans are, despite the fact that they really don't have much to show for it in recent history.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Matt, do you have a game for us?
I do. I think we're gonna pause on the game just because of time, but I do have a few blind rankings that I think we should do instead of.
Yeah. Oh, yes, that's what I meant. Blind rankings. Sorry,
It's been a whole summer.
First day jitters, am I right?
First day back from Bermuda. Didn't you just land like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah. Well, my luggage is in the other room. I just got back here from the trip.
You were in that shirt on your community.
Yeah, I was. I'm patriotic. Actually, when I did go, it was during the 4th of July. Was one of the days we were on it, and I did wear this shirt for the 4th of July.
Were you on the island of Bermuda for 4th of July?
I actually can't remember. I don't think so. I think we were traveling.
I don't think you understand how much money I would pay to just like be a fly on the wall on that cruise and just watch you like interact.
God,
we need everybody on the boat.
We need to, if 3 Points wants to pay for a cruise, just to people watch Joe the whole time.
We should just have me go about my life with like a GoPro strapped on and see what, like, I don't know what would be fun for you guys, but I feel like a lot of it.
It'd be fun for us. It wouldn't be fun for other people to watch.
No, it'd be fun for us 3. But Joe at the Bridgeport Islanders game is something that we need to talk about too. We went to the Sound Tigers.
Insert photo here.
Home opener for the
home openers, who are also a generationally horrible franchise.
Moving to Canada soon.
Whoa.
Don't say that.
Please, no.
No, don't take
They actually broke the record last year for least amount of home wins in a season in the AHL.
They had
6 home wins all season.
But yeah, Joe at in public at that game was just, it was a beautiful thing to watch. And
they give us claws because of the Sound Tigers.
Get that photo up. All right, let's we're gonna do a blind ranking here. We're gonna blind rank these 5 NFL quarterbacks. All right. Your first quarterback, Mac Jones.
4. Yeah, I'm gonna stay at 4 too.
Okay. All right. Any reasoning behind that? Why not that?
There's probably
that is semi-performing right now. But
there's probably worse out there.
Yeah, they're definitely worse.
Not by that much.
All right. Your second quarterback, Jacoby Brissett.
I would. Oh.
All right. So I feel like I see a trend here.
I also think I
so
see a trend here.
I'm gonna put Jacoby Brissett at 3.
I'm also.
What do you think is the trend here?
That you just picked the worst quarterbacks you could think of.
Or the backup quarterback.
All right, let's see. Your third quarterback.
Stetson Bennett.
Oh, God, I wouldn't do that. Just Stetson. Your third quarterback is Jake Browning.
You know what? I feel like no matter who you say, he has to go 5. I'm putting him at 5.
No, you know what?
You're insane.
I'm putting him at 2.
You're insane.
He's not better than Mac Jones, but
It's not better than Jacoby Brissett. Bro, they traded for Joe Flacco because of that name.
All right, but he is a backup. Like, Mac Jones is a starting quarterback right now. Essentially.
That's true.
Essentially,
That's
he
true.
is. Like,
Mac Jones is a starting quarterback in the NFL.
and like, I don't know.
Yes, sir. Here, go ahead. Buddy.
Yeah,
Clean this up.
that's it. Yeah, right.
All right, so
I have faith in Jake Browning.
so you have Jake Browning at 2.
Yeah,
You have
Jacoby Brissett at 3,
At 3.
and Mac Jones at 4.
and you have Mac Jones at 4 too.
Yeah.
And then who?
Jacoby at 3, Jake at 5.
Jake at 5.
Because here's the other issue.
Okay.
There's going to be someone really bad, I'm thinking, and they're going to be put at number 1.
That's fine.
All right. Your next quarterback is Malik Willis.
Yeah, like I don't.
Whoa, dog! Do not hit on Malik Willis like that. He balled out last year when Jordan Love got hurt. Yeah, I'm putting him at 2. That's a great. You're in the messed up spot here.
So I'm putting him at 5.
Oh my god! Bro,
I'm gonna put
that's
him at
awful.
1.
In whatever he's gonna pull out. Yes.
Yes.
No, he's staying at 5.
Oh
I'm ready to hear my 1.
Zero ball knowledge.
I'm ready to hear my number 1.
Can I put Malik at 1? I'm putting Malik at 1. I'm putting Malik at 1.
This is your thing.
I'm putting
This is your
Malik at
thing.
1.
So what spot do you have open now?
2.
2. Okay.
I have
You have
1.
1 open.
Yeah.
All right. Ready to hear your number 1 and your number 2?
Yeah.
Zach Wilson.
That's fine. I'm so fine with
I'll
that.
take it.
You have a
I'll
crap
take it.
list.
My list is great.
No. Dude, you have no ball knowledge putting Malik at 5, bro.
I mean, he didn't perform.
Putting Mac at 4 off the start was the end of it.
Well, because I assumed that
Yeah.
there would be better quarterbacks. You know, he
What do you say about Mac Jones?
throw in like a Josh Allen or a.
Yeah, but that's not
Yeah,
it.
Yeah, but Mac Jones won games last year, made Brian Thomas Jr.
Don't care. You hurt my
So
feelings a
good.
few weeks ago. You hurt my feelings a few weeks ago.
And I
Because he
mean,
beat your Rams.
I
Oh,
was-
wham.
I was saving my 1 spot for the GOAT Patrick Mahomes too. So
even if I told you the list was all backups, you still couldn't put.
no, because he belongs in that number 1 spot. I can't like pretend that there's somebody.
You know what? The worst part about Joe's Mahomes glaze is that Mahomes has been a good quarterback.
The worst part is that he's easily the best offensive player on the field every time.
that's
Every game.
the stuff that he has done to
The speed demon is back this week. Rashee Rice.
yeah, but even still, he is. If beside Rashee, you can put 3 guys on Rashee Rice and you'd be fine. But Hollywood Brown is going to beat you. Travis Kelce is going to beat you. No, there's no one else. There is no one else on that team.
I think the thing that sealed the deal in terms of Travis Kelce's aura is the song about his
Wood.
his
Yeah.
his male member. We'll say.
That whole relationship has it's such an aura loss for him.
It really is. Like I won't lie,
At first, it was an aura gain. It's like, whoa. Like, I thought, I was like, pretty, like, that's kind of crazy. And then now it's gone downhill.
Because number 1, this is gonna hurt a lot of people's feelings. Taylor Swift, not attractive. Sorry.
well, she's fine. Like I'm not gonna say that she's unattractive. Okay?
I'm not saying she's attractive at all.
But she's not like a model. She's a singer.
But
Anybody that looks like anything can sing.
but she also is not.
Well, no, what do you think, Ryan? What is your opinion?
You're
on
like
this?
Taylor Swift is so beautiful.
No,
Love
I would agree with you. You said, like, she's not unattractive.
But like, but people really go buck wild.
Bananas.
I also don't
Bananas.
think she's that interesting as a singer.
No,
I-
the other
that's-
thing that pisses me off a lot, actually, is that when people say that others don't understand her lyrics,
Yes.
or that she's like a lyrical genius, and it's like, all right, she makes formulaic pop songs. Like, let's not pretend she's very successful. Like, you can't take away her success. Let's not pretend like she's doing anything more than that.
I think she was intelligent in the way that she, like, did her music, like, straight up. Like, she did her music.
100%. She was intelligent in the way she did it.
She took
Not-
every...
Not
like,
the actual lyrics.
And the other thing is that Taylor Swift fans have been bred to think that she's not like a pop formula, like pop machine.
They're also one of the most insane fan bases
Yes, and
that exists.
I am talking. I'm getting very dangerous in what I'm saying.
and the Mahomies are, like, right here.
They're both at just way too well. Don't make fun of Patrick Mahomes.
I have a Swiftie in my life that's probably not going to want to hear this, but that's unfortunately the truth, is that Taylor Swift fans are insane. They're insane human beings. And I think anyone that was happy about the wedding of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce is insane.
Engagement? Sorry, not me.
But if you needed time
Ryan
to process
really wants us to know that the status of their marital affairs.
You got to provide for the people. Is an incorrect fact.
I think if you at all were excited about the engagement of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, you're an insane human being. And I'm sorry, that's probably going to hurt some of the audience out there.
In the same vein, if you were really upset about it,
yes.
why do you care?
Mm-hmm. I think that should book you a ticket at a psych ward. Would be like, I was excited about the wedding.
AKA the loony bin, if I had to use the technical term.
Well, that's my take on Taylor Swift.
Sure.
Ryan's out here like, oh, she's so deep, and
I've never said.
I really like.
He actually donated his hair to her spiritually. That's where it went.
I really liked Fortnite when she sang with Post Malone.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
And
I will say, I like when Tortured Poets Department winning awards pissed me off, like just straight up, because that was the first Taylor album that I guess I like witnessed like actually like roll out, and that thing won awards that it should not have won. That was
because they just glaze her,
and that's what I'm saying. Like the Beyonce Cowboy Carter thing, like
that was a good album though.
I like that one.
It was one of the best country.
That one was fun.
Name 2 songs, Joe. I'm not even saying name 2 songs.
Name 2, just in general, 2 songs
off of Cowboy Carter.
Why do you think that I would know how to do that?
You just said
Wait, I think I have 2. Isn't Cowboy Carter a song?
I don't know.
I think Cowboy Carter's song. And this ain't Texas.
I could just
That's
make some
That's
stuff
not
up.
the song. That's not the
That's
song.
not the song?
That's not the song.
Then
Nope.
what's the name of the song?
I'm not telling you. You gotta know it.
If you don't know, I could just make things up.
Okay, I know 2. Go.
I still don't.
It was Texas Hold'em, actually. And Jolene, another song.
So Blackbird and Texas Hold'em. Those are my 2 songs.
Yeah, okay.
All right, I said one of the
Can you
songs.
name another Beyonce song?
No, not really. I don't think so.
Lemonade. If you want to go Destiny's Child, all the single ladies. You have to know
I knew all the sing. I just can't name like.
Put your hands up.
What? No, hold on. What is the difference between Rihanna and Beyonce?
There's 2 different people.
Right, but what like explain some of the
talking
differences between their music?
Name a song that you think one of them has and the artist that it belongs to.
See, that's funny because I actually couldn't name a song from either of them. So you're not proving anything.
Who do you think sang Umbrella?
Oh, that was Rihanna.
Who do you think sang Halo?
Going 50-50 here. I'm gonna say that was Rihanna.
And you are wrong.
So I mean, 50%.
Who performed at the Super Bowl halftime show more recently?
Oh, that was Beyonce.
How many yards did Patrick Mahomes throw for last week?
247. Yeah, I concern myself with better things like Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, can I say, so off topic, this is like reminding me of the like better things. The past like few nights that I will break into our house, it's Joe and Jack watching the Sidemen reality TV show where apparently
That show is so good. It's so funny.
for whatever reason Dwight Howard is a guest is a member of this show.
So they dropped a bombshell in like the second to last episode. They filmed this show in it must have been September. Because
No, it was this summer. It was this summer.
Because fun fact, Dwight Howard was inducted into the Hall of Fame, if you didn't know that. And he actually found out live reaction on that show. They brought him into like one of the like interview rooms.
It's an interview room. And it's like lit up by pink neon lights.
He holds up the card and he reads, "Congratulations, you've been inducted to the NBA Hall of Fame," and he starts crying. Like this guy, he's so wholesome.
And also his shorts, his pants are like, they have it like, so this is where his pants like end. Have you noticed this?
Yes. No, because you forget how tall
He's,
NBA
like,
players are.
He's walking around this show like
He's a head taller.
everybody.
He's a head taller than everybody else in this show.
And he's sleeping on the same bed as all of them, like the same like a jail cell bed. Oh my god, it's so stupid.
If you had the chance, watch Inside USA, the first season. It's got Dwight Howard. It has Sketch. Alyssa Violet, who was
Valkyrie and
dating
Phantom of
dating
Phantom
Jake
Tax
Paul.
hosted.
This is the most brain dead.
Zach Justice, if you know who that is.
This show might be on par with Beast Games for how much just
No, it's way better. It's way funnier than Beast Games.
so bad.
No, but you have to watch it. There was multiple individuals in the show that consistently pissed me off. Every time that they spoke or were on screen, I would just get upset. But Dwight Howard was also on the show, so that was a redeeming quality.
You know what I watched the other day? Which was so good. Which was a live table reading of Smiling Friends. And at the end, they do a Q&A, and it is some of the most socially awkward people in the world coming up to
We
ask
have
them
to
questions.
find this.
I will show it to you tonight, actually.
No, like
Tonight
we
we'll
have to like
watch
go
this.
to one. We have to go to one of these.
Comic-Con. They had it at Comic-Con. Oh, but
Oh no way.
they ask Zach, who voices Charlie on the show, they ask him, like, you know, what's some of your inspiration? And he's like giving them, you know, these niche content to watch on, and it's all in the voice of, like, his voice is Charlie's voice.
You know,
That's exactly it. So he's giving out YouTube recommendations, and then at the end he just goes, and watch Mr. Beast. You're gonna watch Mr. Beast. And it's the funniest thing in the world.
Did anyone ask about Shrimpy?
No, they asked, is Pim responsible for booking the hotel in Brazil? And he was. It was his fault. So,
But to go back, if I were to recommend one show, it would be Inside USA Season 1 over Beast Games.
mine would be Smiling Friends.
I would.
It'd be Smiling
You would
Friends
want to
too.
watch Smiling Friends over both, but if you wanted to watch one of the two, Inside USA with Dwight Howard.
All right, and that's actually the last thing that this audience is gonna hear is Inside USA with Dwight Howard. All right, so just think about that.
No, I'm proud of that.
Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the first episode of season 2 of the 3 Points podcast. We're honestly, I've never felt so back. Joe?
We're arriving our way back.
All right, that's enough from you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Please don't cancel us. Like, share, subscribe, share it again. Text your friends. Season 2 is
I
back.
never did shout outs.
We didn't do shout outs.
It doesn't matter.
Just shout out.
We don't shout out shit here.
Tommy Buchan.
Tommy Buchan, congrats on senior day and a win on the playoffs.
Good boy. Shout out Ace Frehley, guitarist of Kiss. I don't know if anyone knows that is, but he just passed.
Oh, shout out John Mayer.
Reverse shout out Evo Mega Knight.
All right, that's enough. That's enough.
Shout out Evo Scarby.
That's enough.